Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eka Sari Ayu. Here I will explain the article that discuss suprasegmental and grammatical control. This experiment was designed to test Brown and Fraser's telegraphic speech in 1963. Hypothesis: the children have more content words in function words because of the linguistic stress associated with content words in English. 36 children between 18 until 36 months were assigned to 6 treatment groups broken for linguistic development and asked to imitate 10 simple declarative sentences. In each of the 5 condition experiments, suprasegmental or grammatical feature was systematically manipulated. The results contradict Brown and Fraser's hypothesis, which state that suprasegmental variables do not significantly influence telegraphic speech production. Imitation strategies, on the other hand, rely on grammatical hierarchies. Telegraphic language used by young children whose sentences are relatively short is characterized by retention of content words and omission of function words. Brown and Fraser in 1966 had suggested that the suprasegmental stress feature generally defines the 3 acoustic parameters: fundamental frequency, intensity, and syllable duration is very important for early syntax development because it is the primary one. This research was supported by National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. When an extended version of this paper has been presented to the University of Washington Graduate School in partial fulfillment of the requirement for the title Philosophy Expert. 2. Child Development and Mental Retardation Center, University of Washington, Seattle, Washington. Brown and Fraser suggest that stress is a means by which children formulate an imitation strategy in which the selected content words are retained. Here are some attempts that have been made to test the Brown and Fraser hypothesis. The first, Blaisdell and Johnson in 1970 investigate the role of stress and word position as decoding cues in sentence words that did not make sense for children aged 20 until 39 months. In this test, they found significant effect for position and stress, with the end position item and the main emphasized item being imitated the most frequently. However, because children usually understand the linguistic elements they produce, texts that require the child to imitate sheer nonsense of material do not replicate the original learning situation that the child is faced with. But in contrast to schools and Friedel used meaningful speech to test the hypothesis. In the study, there are several stimuli presented for imitation, namely sentences in the form of quotation or series of words that violate certain syntactic or semantic boundaries. Although the reported research does not support Brown and Fraser hypothesis, pattern error in grammatical sentence gives some credence to the hypothesis that stress determines of telegraphic speech. And next, we turn to subject. Subjects were recruited from Seattle Community College, Tudors Group Nursery Schools, and University housing. All children are between 18 and 36 months. Acceptance in the experimental group was dependent on mean speech length of at least 1 5 morphemes. During the study, 9 children were seen who did not complete the imitation procedure. 6 was excluded due to incorrect meaning of speech. 3 children could not be persuaded to imitate all of the material, and they were not included in further analysis. There are 3 variations of the analysis in this test. It is not hard to believe that the worst imitation of meaningful words is the product of 2 factors. First, the active processing of the child of the new element, and 2, the child's limited ability to process more than few chunks. Similarly, imitation on processing capacity has been reported in the developmental psycholinguistic literature. In summary, the data seem to suggest that it is suprasegmental variable that contribute to the perception of linguistic stress are not important determinant of telegraphic speech, but may be important in some previous time in language development. Brown and Fraser hypothesis predicts that in the absence of stress cues, the child will not be able to do so distinguish between the content and function of the word so that it relates to its normal speech. He will emulate less content and more functionality. In fact, this reverse trend is found in the data. When suprasegmental cues are present delayed, function words tend to be copied less frequently. For the child begins to construct 2 or 3 word sentence model with the correct grammatical order, especially the body words, appear to be a necessary condition for the production of a telegraphic speech clone. Okay, I think that's enough for an explanation of the article about suprasegmental and grammatical control. Thank you for listening to my explanation beforehand. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.